Okay. Hi everybody, this is John. I'm here with Darby from Tiny Texas Houses. And Darby, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your company?
This is the evolution of 35 years in the salvage business, of doing rehab with salvage.
Okay.
I came to Texas living in a school bus many years ago. My first tiny house was a converted school bus, and I arrived with about $640 to my name. No job, no family, no friends, and set about my goal at the time to make $1 million so I could publish my own book. I was trying to write the great American novel after getting out of college and my English American Lit degree. What else do you do with that? And except make payments for the next 10 years after you're done.
Right.
So I came to Texas and ended up getting into the real estate business up in Austin and doing rehab in East Austin in the 80s. And worked in neighborhoods that were pretty much destroyed. Crackheads, a lot of drug dealing, and just dilapidated, condemned houses. And so I went in and started fixing up old houses in East Austin years ago and selling them to first-time home buyers. So when there was 50,000, 47,000, now those same houses are 350,000.
Wow.
They were the original old style 800, 600, 800 square foot houses, which is what we typically had in the United States all the way up into the 50s. And so I was constantly working on these little houses. I didn't want to put new junky materials like aluminum windows in them and vinyl windows and carpet and stuff. And so I started off doing rehab and won a lot of awards. Rehab and Revitalization Awards in Austin, and ultimately the Entrepreneur of the Year Award for the socially responsible category for fixing up old neighborhoods that were dilapidated. Then when I was coming up on 40, I started realizing I had become a workaholic and not being able to spend much time with my son, and having at that point, by the time I was 35, I made my first $1 million, but I was stuck in the debt that goes with making $1 million and having things and paying the insurance and the taxes. And the next thing I know, I had $400,000 a year going out in taxes, insurance, and interest payments. Needless to say, my life was solely dedicated to making money at that point. And building what I thought would be the legacy for my son, which is what we try to do once we become parents, is do something for our children. And then by the time my son was 11 years old, I realized that I was missing my whole son's youth. And so I got out of the real estate business, having made several $1 million at it, and never being able to do the book because I was too busy. So I retired and decided to start an architectural antiques business that would be very small and let me spend time with my son. I did that for several years, and I collected some architectural antiques. And then the store, when he turned 14, didn't have a lot of time for dad anymore. That store grew to be 135,000 square feet. It became the largest architectural antique store in the United States. We tore down houses. We bought materials in from Buffalo, New York, Chicago, St. Louis, because nobody in Texas was doing it. We reached the point that we were 4 times as big as all the other stores in Texas combined that did what we did. Well, it's just like being the best real estate agent in my field in Austin. Once you reach the top, what do?
Right.
You jump off the mountain and find another river to swim in.